Have you ever wondered how your foot strike pattern contributes to shin splints? Well, let's find out. So, to put it in simple terms, foot strike refers to the way your foot makes contact with the ground as you run or walk. There's three main types. I'll put examples of each up on the screen. We have a heel strike, a midfoot strike, and a forefoot strike. Guys, if you stick around, I have a fantastic tip that will allow you to feel what it's like to run more midfoot without you having to overthink it. Each of these foot strikes place a different stress on the body. Heel strike is by far the most common foot strike pattern amongst recreational runners. Simply involves landing with your heel first on the ground, and then typically you will roll through your midfoot before you take off again for your next stride. This type of foot strike pattern is the most likely contributor to shin splints out of all of the foot strike patterns. And the reason for developing shin splints as a heel striker is because of the force it places on the shin bone as you make impact with the ground. So typically a heel striker would be someone who overstrides. That is someone who is putting their legs too far in front of their torso. So in order to fix that, a great cue is to feel like your hips are more extended. To bring them forward, this will feel like you're not sitting down as much. It's called sitting in the saddle. And when you bring your hips more forward, you will align your torso better. And it will also cause your legs and your feet to fall more in line with your body as you run. And that way it should help prevent you from overstriding. And if you're not overstriding as much, then your heel is less likely to make contact with the ground first. A fantastic way in order to feel like you're running more on your midfoot without having to overthink your own biomechanics. What you're going to want to do is find an area indoors or your back garden if it's suitable, if it's dry, and try running barefoot or in your socks for a few strides. Typically what happens when people run barefoot is that they're much more cautious with how their foot lands on the ground without even having to think about it. And they don't overstride. You can imagine that it would be very uncomfortable if you were coming down heel first onto a hard surface with no cushioning underneath your foot. So without even really thinking about it, if you were to run barefoot or in your socks, you will be much more likely to land on your mid to forefoot. So as an example, I have a client of mine. He's very graciously volunteered to be a guinea pig. This is Tom. I did not explain to Tom the reason why I was asking him to run up and down the gym in his socks, because I didn't want to influence his biomechanics by letting him know what the objective was. So Tom obliged. I simply told him to run up and down the gym in his running shoes, and we can see that he very much so lands much closer to his heel first. Tom would be a classic heel striker. And here I have asked him to take his shoes off. And what's very interesting is without even having to think about it, without receiving any cues, Tom is actually landing much more on his midfoot. So try it out, guys. It's a great way to feel what it's like to run more on your midfoot. And if we can achieve that, you're much less likely to develop shin splints as you run. Remember guys, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you're struggling with shin splints yourself. And let me know if you tried running barefoot and if this helped you to run more on your midfoot.